Good evening, everyone. I'm Bondar JR, Silverwolf, Ron, and we're here to stream some eveonline. So let's go ahead and get started without further ado. Get over here. I've actually been running missions today with, sorry, my hair's all wild and unkempt, but been running missions today with distro missions. Actually made a little bit of money, got a ton of loyalty points, which do me absolutely no good. So I'm probably going to go back to, I did complete the air distro mission agent one, so I'll probably go back to doing something else. Probably should try the career ones, but yeah, they are making pretty good money, but yeah, so I did complete the distro ones, but they are not making me as much money as my level 4 combat missions do. Combat missions, of course, take a lot longer. I haven't really done the math to see if it works out, but usually in one combat mission I get 7 or 8 million in pirate bounties. So each one of these is substandard. So, but welcome to Blossom, Marverick, somebody else in there. I thought. Well, it looks like the only 2 in there now. It shows 3, so let me see who the other one is. Jerry Can's in there. Well, he's being silent all of a sudden. But Jerry Can, welcome. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you being here. So yeah, so I've been doing level 4 distro missions. But yeah, my good old corporation tax, since they upped it, it is stealing a good percentage of my money, which they did not earn. So I did put in to leave the corporation today. Unfortunately, they require 24 hours for you to leave a corporation, which I'm pretty pissed about because they made a ton of money off of me. But c'est la vie. So, but yeah, we will go from there. So, but anyway, so I am game for whatever you guys want to do. So, I also, Blossom, misjudged the time. So I did a couple today, manufacture an item, but it did not give me credit for the one. So I didn't get the credit for the one day. I got my 200, I got my 10,000 skill points for the day, but I didn't get the step, one of the 12 step to the other one. So yep. And Marverick, my ex-wife, actually both my wives have been the same. My ex-wife and my current wife have no interest in gaming. So it's pretty good if you got somebody that'll game with you. So, though then again, I don't know that I'd want to share my computer with anybody. So I got one gaming rig, and if I had to buy 2, that would get a lot more expensive. So, but anyway. But yeah, consider yourself lucky, Blossom, that you got somebody that'll game with you. So definitely go have fun with him. I've heard Helldivers is a pretty good one, so I haven't played it myself, but anyway, so Anyway, so chatting in the late night with Silverwolf. You guys want to join us there? You're welcome to. Like I said, I'm game for anything, whatever you guys want to do. I was just running these missions, but I don't think they're actually paying off. So what is she playing? Nachos de la Muerte. So yeah, but yeah, I don't think they're paying off. So yeah, so from that perspective, probably whatever. Yes, definitely have to look in that game as well. I've heard of it, but never played it. Yeah, I haven't played it either. But yeah, I'm game for whatever you guys want. I did run some stuff home today. But anyway, so whatever you guys want, we can wait till a few more get on here and see what they want. I'm good with whatever. Have some work and with research with the manufacturer do, but I'll be free after that. So yeah, whatever. I am game for anything. Like I said, I was running the level 4s. I could possibly, there's timestamps on these, so if I checked it out, 2020, that was oh, that's the one I just did. Okay, so yeah, so if I did here, if I looked at like an hour, yeah, I probably 70, so let's say that's 400, say 400. So yeah, so roughly in a little over an hour period there, we got 1,200, 1.2 million. So, but in an hour, I would probably be able to do one level 4 combat one or security one, which would give me 7 or 8 million in bounties. So yeah, so I think they're more profitable, but these are definitely safer. I don't spend any bullets, so there's that too, but bullets are cheap. But anyway, let me head back to Amatins, which is only a couple jumps over. We'll figure out what we're going to do from there. I did fly all the way home today to Benelin. So I don't know if you guys heard, but I was saying something in the channel about it, and actually something on Discord about it. I am planning on creating a corp called the Silver Wolves. Anyone is welcome to join. The discussion today, unfortunately, it takes 24 hours for you to leave your current corp. I'm very upset with my current corp. Going from a 2% tax rate to an 8% tax rate and taking lots and lots of money from me that they did not earn. Like these missions, like my dailies. They're taking money from all of those things, which I do not think is right. So our corp will have a 0% tax rate. But as I said, anyone will be welcome to join. The problem is that they don't tell you whether the name is available or any of that stuff until after my 24 hours is up. I spent 20 minutes probably designing the icon for our corp, and then they told me, oh, you need 24 hours for you to leave your current corp. Like, why couldn't you tell me that in the first place, But it's all good, so I should have known better. It's not like I haven't been through this before, so. But also a little pissed because the 24 hours, these guys have made more for me in 24 hours than they probably have all along, so because of the 8%, which is ridiculous. So I have a feeling they're probably going to have quite a few people leave, which maybe is why they did it. So, but whatever. So, but yeah.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
But yeah, so it's all good. But yeah, so I do need to. I'm going to convert all this stuff back to things. So what we could do, actually the 120 is pretty much all these. So there's the 28K. And then we've got mosquito. Dead mosquito. Excellent. All right, so 1.25 million, 0.97 million. Okay. That's a smaller one. 1.25 million. All right. So yes. So I can fly these to Civila. So let me go out here and check out where Civila is on my list. Why in the world do you need 24 hours? That doesn't make sense. You can't just leave. Nope. So, and this corp, I have no rights. None whatsoever. My other corp, I thought it was because of that, because I was actually a director. And so they say it's because of your level of what you have and that kind of stuff. So this corp, of course, I guess I had to rescind my rights. And I have to rescind those rights for 24 hours before I can then move on. And it's ridiculous. So, yeah, I'm with you. It just doesn't make sense. But it is what it is. So, not a darn thing I can do about it one way or the other. So, but what else is new? So, all right. So, we're going to try Civila. But we're going to check the gate camp status to make sure we don't have a gate camp. So, Matins. Civila. Civila. Helps if you spell it right. Alright, so it is clear at the moment. So let me see if I can run some of these down. And that's 15 million. That's going to take a lot of trips. Really should get my chronos. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And, everybody could say, well, you didn't need to do those distro missions today. Yeah, I didn't, but, I mean, honestly. So I did how many missions today? Yeah, so here's they got 40,000 in each of my daily reward goals, okay? All right. Then they get, yeah, so here's another 30,000. Yeah, over 30,000. So there's 80, 110,000. 127, so that's 137, another 40, so that's 177. There's another 30, so that's 200,000. Another 30, 230. Actually, that's 35. 265. Yeah, that's almost 35 too. 265, so that would be 300,000. And that's just under 30, so we'll say that is 30, so we'll make those 30. So there's another 60. Another 60, another 30, that's 90, so that's 400,000. Another 30, another 30. That's over 30. 38, actually. It's almost 40, so 30 and 40, that's 70, so that's almost 500,000. Whoop, there it puts us over the 500,000. So that's 500,000 that they made. Oh, excellent. Thanks. Thanks, Margaret. Yeah, so there's 500,000 that they made off of me in taxes for all the missions I ran today. And my dailies, which I'm sorry, unacceptable. I'm the one who earned the status to be able to do level 4 missions. I'm the one who has done everything for the dailies. They did absolutely nothing for me, this corp. Nothing. And so, yeah, that's wrong. And they just recently, they did have a 2% tax rate, which I wasn't happy about, but 2% is 2%. They just, in the last 2 days, switched it to 8%, which made them 500,000 ISKs off of me. for them not doing a darn thing. I didn't use any of their ships. I didn't use any of their stuff. I didn't use any of their status. Didn't use anything from them. But they made $500,000 off of me. That's just wrong. And so, yeah, I'm fed up. So, I mean, Drunken Beavers was already on my list. So, but they weren't really calling me. They weren't causing me any grief. So I left it at that. But yeah, when they moved it to an 8%, crazy. Just crazy. So, but, you know, what else is new? They got to try and make money that they didn't earn. So, not for me, or at least not anymore after tomorrow. So yes, I will be creating the Corp tomorrow. I will put something in Discord when I do. You guys are all welcome to join. If you want to join, great. If you don't want to join, don't worry about it. Not a problem. We'll still accept anyone with our mining events, anyone in ours. We're all about unity and inclusion. We love everybody. If the gankers want to come and mine with us, we'll even let the gankers come and mine with us as long as they don't gank us. If they gank us, then we're going to fight back. So, yep, it's all good. So, but yeah, I was super irritated by that. That was just underhanded, going from 2% to 8%. Sorry. Completely unacceptable. They claimed they had given a notice several months ago, but I went back and looked. I didn't see it. So obviously it was probably before I joined them. And then when I joined them, of course, they didn't reissue the notice for anybody new. Like, that was what they said when they announced it yesterday was, oh, by the way, for you new people. As I said, I think the 2% was above what they really should have been charging. So, but it is what it is, and we are where we are. So yeah, it all works out in the end. It has forced me to make a decision. So no worries. I have one of my alts still in my old 21-year-old Corp, so I understand completely. I really would like to get that Corp back, because that one had all the setup stuff done and everything else. But CCP has no urge to clean up the old dead corpse. There are a ton of old dead corpse that do not have correct leadership and everything else. They have no urge to get that fixed. They don't have any leadership. They don't have any members. And so they're not doing anything to keep that cleaned up. So, and like I said, Marvick, do not feel like you need to come over there. We've just decided that this was the easiest way to handle things, because I'm probably never going to be happy with anybody else's Corp. And so we were looking at possibly going to KhaleesiEalesi's Corp. But yeah, in his case, he was thinking that he would probably prefer to start over again as well. So yeah, so that's where the discussion came this afternoon of, hey, what do we want to do here? And that's where we ended up. So let's drop this stuff here. Let's head back. All right. There's a level 4 security guy here in a mat in Civila. Oof, I didn't know that. That would be a rough one to try and do missions in. Constant gankers. But yeah, so that's the latest. So, you know, it's funny because my stream title is More Decisions, and it has been that way for months. Ever since Rose left the Corp. So yeah, so now we're finally making the decision. So, you know, you can't say that I don't take a lot of time to decide on things, because I do. So Definitely not any knee-jerk reactions here. So, but it was funny. The tax rate is what really pushed it over the edge. Because like, yeah, I got to do something because they are like 500,000 just in the missions I ran today, and I only ran, I don't know, looked like less than 10 missions. They made 500,000 off of that. 500,000 of my money that they took. $500,000. So, just pretty significant. And I'm just one person. But they're doing that to everybody. So yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. So, but, you know, I guess that's the Corp's prerogative. Yeah. I don't remember that either. Excuse me. I don't remember that either. I don't know if that's new or what. I do remember there being a tax on like events. That you would sign up for an event, a corporation event, and you would pay a tax or pay an entry or something along those lines. I do remember those from way back, but taxing your missions and your dailies. I mean, we didn't have dailies way back when, but we've always had missions. And for them to get a percentage of my missions that I complete, that's completely honestly. They didn't do nothing. And my missions, Bigglesworth, thanks a lot. There it is. Thanks for the subscription, Bigglesworth. It didn't tell me what you did. But happy Halloween to you as well. Did you take the kids out for trick-or-treating? Yeah, I mean, in the case of this Corp has done absolutely nothing for me. I don't think they even know I'm part of their Corp, right? And, you know, and so, yeah, it's kind of frustrating from that perspective because it's like they're not doing anything for me. And so, been passing out candy, about to eat dinner. There you go. It's probably still daylight where you're at. Probably not. You're not that far west. So, but yeah, it's so yeah. So we'll get it resolved. We'll have a Corp that's a little bit fairer to people and focuses on mining and other things, industrialists. So, yep. Yeah, almost 8. That's what I thought. Yeah, so you're about 2 hours behind me. So yeah, but it's definitely it's already dark there. We're gonna turn the clocks back this weekend, so that'll help. That'll help clear up some stuff. So, which will really freak out my internal clock. Always does for a couple weeks. I'll be waking up a hour early, hour later, whatever it is. Actually, since we're turning it back, probably be an hour later. So yeah, so I'll probably oversleep a lot. So yeah, it is this weekend. So it's really snuck up on us. So really snuck up on us right before the election, which is going to be another one. So yeah, so never a dull moment. So, but Bigglesworth, thanks for the subscription. I really appreciate it. What's up, EIS? How you doing? So EIS actually had me check out somebody. Let me see if I can copy this. Can I copy it? No, I want to copy it. Can I copy URL? There we go. So EIS, I'm doing somehow. There you go. So yeah, EIS had me check out this streamer who's actually done some really good makeup job for Halloween. So if you guys get a chance, not that I want you guys to leave my stream, but at least check out her makeup job. So yeah, she did a really good makeup job, so which is kind of nice. Alright, so let's go back to Civila again. Set. Goths can be not, can be not just black and white. Yep. Yeah, hers is definitely, I think, for Halloween, though. I don't know if she's a goth normally, but yeah. But yeah, hers is definitely for Halloween. But that's a really good kind of skeleton zombie type one, which is really nice. So, did a really good job on the makeup. So yep.
Drive active.
I really should check here. Let's see if I switch this to Vanillin. Yeah, that's clear too. You know what? Maybe I'll go get my Chronos. I think if I get my Chronos, I can carry a lot more in just this little bit. But and did you know Gothic musicians have a very special, intense relationship to life? No, I didn't know that.
Drive active.
So that's pretty cool. This weekend I'm gonna try and set up some new, you know, all Depeche Mode. Yep. I'm gonna try and set up some new channel point options with some clips, maybe some movie clips, maybe some music clips. Stuff you guys can actually spend your channel points on, since you guys have been gathering them up for so long. And we'll actually set one up for raffles, so, which will probably end up killing me, because you guys all got so many points, you'll probably throw them out there quick and get a whole bunch of raffles going. But that's all good. We got a bunch of stuff we can raffle off, so there you go. See? Stretch, right? Stretch is always good. Especially for an old guy like me who falls down on the sidewalk.
Drive active.
We will. We will. We will. Yeah, see, I want to run this one all the way through.
Drive active.
You know, I could probably build another Cryos. Let's see, do we have... KRY. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I can build it. Well, let's do that. Alright. It's a long time ago when I did sports. Yep. I appreciate it.
Drive active.
Yeah, I understand that as well. It's been a while since I've done sports. So as you guys know, the wife and I are planning to retire here in probably less than 6 months now. Early April. And so we're trying to get rid of our junk. And so I had probably over $1,000 worth of sporting goods equipment from when I used to play. I was a big hockey player. So I played street hockey, roller hockey, ice hockey, you name it. If it was hockey, I played it. And so... And there we go. It's like, why is that not right? So yes. What's up, Drachenhort? So we have a thing called here in the Midwest, Kansas City, called Play It Again Sports, which is a place that'll buy your old sporting good equipment. I figured, surely it shouldn't be that bad, right? So I took all my hockey equipment over there because I need to get rid of it one way or the other, right? I don't want to throw it away. I'd rather it go to a semi-good home. And they drooled all over it. They were super excited about it. I had, $500 pair of rollerblades, okay? And, which are hockey rollerblades. And they scooped it all up, except for a couple items. And gave me a grand whopping total of $41. Or over $1,000 worth of hockey equipment. So yeah, I was... Can considerably say I was disappointed. But I did get rid of the stuff, so made my wife a little happier. But supposedly I'm not getting rid of things as fast as I should be, so which is true. I really don't want to get rid of things, but yes, but yes, was very disappointed, very disappointing. So. Alright, let's leave this ship and undock, and let's head to Benelin. Happy wife, happy life. You would think, but it doesn't always work out that way in my house. So, but yes, I do hear where you're coming from. Would be nice if it worked out that way. So yeah, Camino. Oof, no, I'm not going there. So actually, it looks like unsecured is safer than secured. That's interesting. I'm going to sneeze. Hold on a second. Whew, sorry about that. I think I got to the mute button in time. So, yeah. And that's what my ex had done. Back when, we parted ways, she had done that to me, and yeah, that was. So at least this one, she allowed me to get rid of it myself for pennies on the dollar. Not even pennies on the dollar, to be perfectly honest, but sub pennies on the dollar. So. My father was a carpenter, had some machines and materials. He told me what it was worth when he died. A lot of guys check it out, and now he told me that I know them better. Yep, yeah. So I had the same thing. My dad was he liked to do woodworking, and had a whole bunch of tools, whole bunch of things he bought. Of course, he lived on the East Coast, so I'm in the middle of the country, so I couldn't transport any of it. But I did want, one of his woodworking, kind of carving tools. My brother, I have 8 brothers and sisters. One of my brothers took all of his woodworking carving sets and sold them on eBay when my dad died. And then when I said something to him about it, he was like, "Oh, I didn't know you wanted one." So, now, I'm not a woodworker. I probably would have never carved, but it would have been a nice memorial from my father. So I have several things that he made in his woodworking. In fact, there's a stool here that my desktop computer sits on that he made. It's really nice. So, but yeah, wood carving is when you make round things. Yeah, you can make round things, or you make figurines, or yeah, smaller things. So these are small handheld tools, and so awls and chisels and things of that nature. And he had a bunch of sets like that, and he had probably 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 sets of woodworking carving tools. I don't know why he really didn't, but yeah, but yes, yeah. My brother sold them and made a pretty good profit. Ironically, he didn't split the money with the other 8 siblings of his. He just took it and made the profit and took off with it. But, he said, "Oh, I said something to everybody that anything they wanted they could take." I said, "I didn't know they were there, number one, until our mom told us. Hey, he's got a bunch of wood carving kits down there. You might take one of those. I'm like, sure. I don't know the first thing about wood carving, but it would be something nice to have from my father. So now my mother's also passed. So yeah, so from that perspective, but yes, it was kind of an underhanded thing for my brother, but I think my mom sold most of the machines that he had, and she got pennies on the dollar for them. Same thing that you were saying, EIS, is when his friends came around that he used to do woodworking with, they pretty much undercut her on all the prices that she thought they should be worth based on what my father said they were worth. So, but she wanted to get rid of them. He had the basement full of equipment and wood carving kits and pieces of material. So yeah, it was weird because I actually have two of these stools that he made that are really well built, and I've had them. I probably had it 15 years, but I've always kept my computer on one. My wife uses another one in our living room, in our entertainment room, to put stuff on, knickknacks, paddywhack, give your dog a bone. And so yeah, yep. Carving knives, a friend of us, got a fair deal. There you go. Yep. But yeah, I was pretty disappointed, but I got over it. It's not uncommon he's my eldest brother, stepbrother, and I don't have any blood brothers. All my brothers are stepbrothers, and yeah, he's done this several times with different things, so it's kind of expected, But yeah, it was kind of funny because I was pretty upset with him for a while, and then I got over it because it was like, yeah, it's really not worth it. So yeah. Well, and that was what I thought. And it was kind of like, well, what am I going to do with it? And I probably would have sent it to the Philippines. I probably would have done something like that because that would have been something. I have a flag from his funeral. He served in the military. He served in Vietnam. My father did, and so I have the flag from his funeral since I'm his only blood son. And I have the flag from his funeral, and I'm taking that with me to the Philippines. I'm probably going to display it in some way, maybe in my office, which should be a lot cleaner than this one. So I won't have to use the backdrop anymore. So, but yeah, it was pretty funny because it was like, I was upset with him for a bit, and then I got over it. So it was not a big deal when it really came down to it. So glad I have a single sister I have to share with her, and she is a cool girl. Yep. Yeah, it gets really difficult when my mom passed. Everything, we weren't expecting anything from my parents. It's just, that was the plan from day one. My parents were not rich, but they had saved a bunch of money. They were retired. My dad was only retired about a couple years before he passed. He passed at 72, so very young by normal standards, but kind of typical American standards, I guess, nowadays. But my mom passed 3-4 years later. But yes, so when they passed, there actually was some money. And so when it had to be split 8 ways, 9 ways, it was kind of a nightmare. So yeah, it was a nightmare to get it all logistically taken care of. My brother, the one that took the carving kits, is actually he's a civilian contractor for the military, and so he's very rarely in the United States. And so when we were trying to get everything worked out with my mom, he was outside the United States a good chunk of that, and I think it took 4 years for them to finally settle my mom's estate, which was very frustrating. And so, but once they did, we all got a little chunk of it, which was kind of nice. But we weren't really expecting anything, so.
Docking permission requested. Docking request.
But yeah,
accepted.
so. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this Cryos. There it is. First, we need to assemble it, right? You have so different problems. I appreciate talking with you. Well, I appreciate that. I think most of mine are probably standard problems here in America, but yeah, with you being from a different country, it probably does kind of give a little bit well-rounded, or different, kind of viewpoint on things. So I always appreciate hearing different viewpoints. So I learn about the world. Yep. And vice versa. So that's one of the things I didn't expect from the streaming, was to be able to learn so much about different cultures, different places. It's actually been very enlightening, and really enjoy that. So yeah, that's been really nice. So what was I doing? I was starting to do something, and then I said that comment, and now I completely lost my train of thought, which is not unusual. First thing to go. All right, that's all still clear. So I'm going to head back with this cryos. I'm building another cryos, which should be done here. And it didn't open. That sucks. Oh, deliver. Gotta check those to see if they're actually delivering to the right place. Yeah, so 2 hours. Okay. That's gonna be a bit. Damage control 21. Sigils 8 days. And that's at OCO. So that's with the discount of like 3 or 4 days. Would have been 12 days if I'd have did it here. So, ironically, this Cryos looks almost like my Miasmos. So, go figure. But, alright, so we're going to go back. For sure, if you want to know something about Germany or something else about Europe. So, it's weird because I played. I'm not currently playing, but I played a play-by-mail game called the company was called Midnight Games. They actually sold out to licenses in Britain and Germany, and the German company's called Harlequin Games, and the Britain one's called, you know what? That may not be correct. It might be the Britain one's called Harlequin Games. The German one is called SSV. I'm not sure what SSV stands for. But yeah, so I played the Britain license was so bad with their rules and stuff. It was a play-by-mail game that then migrated to a play-by-email game, turn-based, so you send in your orders for it's a fantasy-based game, wizards and armies and stuff like that. And so you send in your orders for your characters and your armies and that kind of stuff in your cities, and then it processes your orders on a certain day, and then you wait a week or 10 days, whatever the turnaround time is, and then you send in your orders again. And during those 10-day period, other people send in their orders and play against up to 200 people. And so it was one that I played for literally probably 30 years, probably closer to 40. And so I played it with the American license, and the American license actually decided to sell out, and they put everything in the UK license. The UK license just started making all these weird rules. So I actually went to the German license, even though everything they did, the game and everything, the results was all in German. And so I had to learn a lot of German language in order to be able to translate my turns and that kind of stuff, which was very interesting. And so yeah, it was kind of funny because I do know a little bit more about the German culture. The point of that whole escapade was I do know a little bit more about the German culture because having dealt with it for so many years. But yeah, it was kind of interesting. So yeah, it's gotten easier. It's gotten easier because now Google will translate most of it for you. But yeah, it was back in the day. I had to learn a lot of German in order to translate stuff, and got pretty good at it. So, but yeah, it was funny. Yeah, Yes, yes. Well, and it wasn't a whole lot of legalese, luckily. So yeah, so there wasn't a whole lot of legalese, so that was good because it's a play by mail game. So yeah, there's not a whole lot of legal things, but it was very interesting from the perspective of just But the German license had such a great customer service that it was better to play with them because of their customer service and translate everything from German to English than it was to play with the UK license, who had horrible customer service. Would make mistakes all the time, screw your stuff up, wouldn't answer your emails, wouldn't fix it, wouldn't, they actually raised their prices much higher, so even converting my, American dollars to euros, when I converted for the British one, it was to pounds. When I converted to the German one, it was to euros. Even converting to euros, which is the least favorable exchange rate, it was still better than doing the other, but in dealing with the bad license. But yeah, but I haven't played now probably a little over a year. I played our last game and we won, and so I kind of left on a winning note for the game we won. But the main reason I left was because we were going to be moving, and so I kind of gave myself times. But yeah, no, their customer service was incredible, just top notch, top notch. I mean, the guy that runs this game is just fantastic. Would answer every one of my emails, even though he had to translate it. Sometimes I would put it in German, and he would correct my German because it was really horrible. And then he finally just told me, you know what? Why don't you just send it to me in English, and I'll work it out. And so, but yeah, it was. I mean, he was just fantastic, especially compared to the UK based. And I actually told the UK license that, like, hey, I did work for this company back when the company was here in America. They had the German license and the UK license. I did work for the company while it was in America. It was based out of Oregon, and I did some remote work for them, designing some things, writing some code because I'm a computer programmer. And I helped them out, and they gave me game credit. And so, yeah, I think even when they closed down, I still had way more credit with them than I could ever spend. But yeah, so it was weird because even with that kind of experience and having them understanding that I was part of the thing, they still didn't really take it. So yeah. Yeah, they call it license, but it was really they were licensed to run the game, but I think the American company got a cut percentage of anything they did, and so now the UK owns the overall license, so the German company has to pay them a cut on every game they run, and so yeah, that's all legalese. Yeah. The world needs us to set us Germans on a new rail. Yep, but no, customer service wise, night and day. Just night and day, I try not to say anything bad about the Brits. I love the Brits. I got a lot of Brit friends. But that company, especially, and this was a play by mail company, so it wasn't, they're not making millions of dollars, okay? They're probably scraping by, okay? So it really is all made or broke on, on customer service. So, but yeah, and so yeah, the guy in German, his name was Klaus, and he was just fantastic. And we told him several times, they're like, the main reason we're playing with you, even though we got to translate everything from German to English, is because of your customer service. You're hands down, and so yeah, it was pretty funny because even after telling the UK license that, or the UK owners that, since they owned the license at that point, they didn't change anything, and it was just like, okay, I tried. But yeah, I haven't played in a while, like I said, because it is each game takes about 2 years, and so we knew we were going to be moving, and so I wasn't sure how that was going to affect things. I didn't want to be in the end game stages, where we're about to win or about to lose, and everybody's counting on me, and I can't get turns in because I don't have internet or something, And so yeah, so that's why I took some time off, but I'm planning on probably going back once we get over in the Philippines. So to an American company because they did not respect how we act with our customers. Yeah, it's here in America. It's become real problematic. So customer service is a thing of the past, and it's sad to say. It's really sad to say. And I think that in the case of this, the UK is probably going the same way. You know, at least this company has. I've never dealt with a whole lot of other UK companies, so I can't say for sure. But yeah, pay first or get fired. Yep. So yeah, they were real good about contacting me when my account went negative. But I said, hey, the reason my account's negative is because you haven't answered the 15 emails I sent you about the problems I've had with my turns. And no response. Pay your account or we're not going to run your turns. Well, you're not running my turns correctly anyway, so what am I paying for, you know? But yeah, it was interesting because they didn't really seem to care. And I can't say when the American license was around. You know, they were the original company. They developed the game. One of their founders developed the game, and he's the one I worked for. But when they were around, I can't say that they were that bad. They weren't as good as the German license, that's for sure. The German license, hands down. But I never even considered playing with the German license when the American license was around, because no exchange rate, you know. No translation, no, you know, it was just easier, you know. And so then when they closed shop and sold everything to the UK company, it was interesting because then I had to make a choice, and at that point the Britain pound was a better conversion from the dollar than the euro was. So, but yeah, that turned out not to work out well. So I agree. It seems like a lot of companies feel like they're feeling like they are doing us a favor by providing that service. Yep. So their attention to keeping customers happy has vanished. Yeah, it's weird because it was never that way. You know, I'm not one of those that complains about stuff because I just don't. I don't think it does any good. Okay. But you know, it used to be that if you complained about anything, they would bend over backwards to take care of you just because they didn't want the negative publicity. Now they don't seem to care anymore. And, I'm to the point where if I'm complaining about it, it's because it's really bad. And at that point, they're still like, well, we don't care. And so if nobody calls the sheriff, it can't be a crime. Yep. And so, yeah. And I think that's what it's coming to here is it's just kind of like, you know what, we're doing you a favor by providing this, We didn't, if we didn't provide you electricity, you'd be out on the street, you wouldn't be able to power your stuff. And it's like, yeah, it's not. I'm paying you for this electricity, and I'm paying you top dollar for the electricity. Here in America, electricity is more expensive than anywhere else in the world. In the Philippines, it's amazing because I might have told you guys this before, but when we would go to visit, we used to go every 2 years when my mother-in-law was alive. And when we would go to visit, we would stay 5, 6, 7 weeks. What's up, kicking? And we would stay 5, 6, 7 weeks, because it doesn't make sense to travel that far and, only go for 2 weeks. It takes 2 days to get there, So with that said, we would stay for a month and a half. And in the Philippines, they don't use a whole lot of electricity. They try not to because as far as they're concerned, electricity is very expensive. And by their standard, it is. Electricity is expensive because they don't have fossil fuels to generate the electricity. They really haven't discovered the solar, solution, which, they're on the equator, for crying out loud. It makes more sense than anything. And our house is being designed with solar in mind because otherwise it's just idiotic, But they haven't really started tapping into that. And it's weird. So, but we would go and we would stay with my sister-in-law. Yeah, stole their thing, the big notions, yeah. So we would stay with my sister-in-law, and they would insist on me running the air conditioner, which I'm like, you know what? I don't want to run the air conditioner. it's 105 degrees, you know, I really could use the air conditioner, but I don't want to incur an extra expense. And so they would insist, you know, run the air conditioner, you know. We know you're, you know, they didn't say you're a fat American, but we know you're a fat American and you're hot. So go ahead and run the air conditioner. So what I would do to offset that is I would say, you know what? I'm going to pay your utilities, and I'm going to pay them for 3 months. Because my theory was I'm going to pay it for the month I'm here. I'm going to pay it for the month after. Because that's probably when you're going to get the bill for when I use the air conditioner. And I'm going to throw in a third one just because I want to, you know, I want you to understand that I'm trying to be generous and I don't want to put you guys in any hardship. Because, you know, you're making me use the air conditioner and I appreciate it because it was way too hot for me. Always been way too hot. I mean, I remember when they opened the door on the plane, feeling that wave of humidity come on the plane was just like, oh my God, you've got to be kidding me, you know? And yeah, that's my only real concern with living over there is, am I going to get used to the heat? But it was funny. I would pay their utilities. So I paid internet, water, electric, gas, and I would also pay for their the internet. I think I put in there any cable that they had, and I would pay that for 3 months. Okay, and they're like, no, that's too much. That's way too generous. And all of their utilities added together for 3 months was less than my electric bill here in this house for 1 month. I pay roughly $300 a month in electric in this house. Now, I have a huge gaming setup that probably makes the meter fly off the wall. But, still. And so, yeah, it was less than $300 for 3 months. So you figure less than $100 a month, okay, for everything. And I'm like, no, you're really doing me a favor because, but like I said, we as Americans, we don't understand how really good we have it. Like in the Philippines, their electric goes off almost every single day. They have brownouts just because the infrastructure is not good enough to keep the electric running. They got too many people and not enough ability to keep it all running. And it's like, holy cow, That's another reason why we're going to have solar, because I can't deal with having the electric go off, multiple times, at least one every day or multiple times a day or multiple times a week. It's like, oh my goodness, no way. You got to be kidding me. I mean, I lose the electric here, and I actually have a battery. I have one of those UPSs on my computer. But yes, I will. And so I have a battery here. I have it just on the computer. Where there, I'll probably have it for everything. But we're going to use solar. And so with the solar, I think it'll switch pretty seamlessly. But yes, we will probably still need to have a battery backup. One of the vloggers that we watch, he's got a solar system. And he said that's one of the problems he's having now is when it switches to the solar system, it's actually cutting power to his internet, his router. He has Starlink. And so he said it's cutting power to Starlink. And so he's losing his internet for like 5 minutes. And so not that it's a huge deal. But, as a streamer, 5 minutes could be. But yes. So I have a battery here that's really, I think it's only good for 15 minutes, but it keeps it, when I lose power here, we might lose power here once a quarter. And it's usually for a blip. And so that keeps it from frying my hard drive, which is the main reason I got it. It was a good insurance policy to keep me from frying my hard drive. But yes, I am planning on using Starlink as, if not primary, as at least a backup. I need to, unfortunately, it's very difficult to investigate what's available over there, considering high-speed internet, when you're here in the States. And I have a brother-in-law that lives literally like less than a mile, less than a kilometer from us, which I think is 3 miles. And I've tried to get him to research it, and something's not getting caught in the translation. So, but yes, it's they use their cell phones, to do all their internet stuff. But they're not streamers either. There are some Filipino streamers, so I know it's possible. But I think a lot of them are living in Manila. We're actually outside of Manila by quite a bit. And so until we get there, we're probably not going to be able to research some of the other options. But Starlink will be one of the things we'll have. It'll be either our primary or our backup. So they do not. And so, in fact, when I mentioned 5G to them, they didn't even seem to know what 5G was. So there's my wife. Are you guys seeing her? Nope, you're not seeing her because of my backdrop. Bummer. Thought you guys would get to see my beautiful wife. She's picking up the dog. You need some help? Bye, Benedict. But yes, yeah, when I asked them about 5G, they were like, 5G? What's that? And what about 4G? 4G? What's that? So no. Yeah. Everything there is prepaid. So when it comes to cellular service, everything is prepaid. And you honestly, a lot of times you just go to the corner store and you buy minutes for your phone. And so yeah, they don't have anything along the lines of what we've grown accustomed to. So yeah. And so that's where a lot of that comes in. So, but it's funny because it's a different world. I love them dearly. Okay. But they do not get excited about anything. They are very laid back, very relaxed, very, very calm, peaceful people. And it is the only place in the world, I've been all over this great world. It is the only place in the world I've ever been where I had to relax, because they won't put up with it. They look at you like you're crazy. If you start getting anxious or excited or rambunctious, they're like, whoa, man. So I was forced to relax. I think I might have mentioned this before too on a previous stream, but the last time we were over there, which was probably 5 or 6 years ago, I went over with a list of like 10 items that I need to get done for our retirement. Okay. And this was 5 or 6 years ago. I knew we were going to retire there. And I had a list of questions, things I wanted to research, blah, blah, blah. And when I came back 7 weeks later, okay. Close, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. When I came back 7 weeks later, there were like 15 items on my list. And I had maybe crossed off 2. Because every single thing I asked them about, so the day one, I say, hey, can we look into this? Can we, we do some research about this? Can we, oh, relax. You got 7 weeks. What are you so excited about? Relax, take a break. Come on, you're in paradise, sun and beaches and sand, just relax, we'll get to it. And sure enough, my last day there, they're like, hey, nah, we'll get to it. Don't worry about it. You still got time. You still got 3 hours left, But yes, and so that's one of the things my wife is so worried about, because she's like, are you going to be able to really, shut down? And I'm like, well, I really don't have a choice, I have to, because they just don't work that way, And so, but it is the one place I've ever really truly been able to relax, because there wasn't a choice. You had to. And so, the companies don't get excited. They do have pretty good customer service, but they still don't get excited about, about anything. Like, hey, my food was made wrong. Oh, no problem. We'll fix it. Just give us another 20 minutes and we'll get it fixed. Like 20 minutes, And so, yeah, it's kind of funny, but it's all very laid back. And so I'm kind of looking forward to that, because here in America, we definitely don't have the laid back attitude about anything. So everything is, how quickly can I get it? And, and why don't I have it now? So yes, you guys are all welcome. All welcome. We've already got a guest wing designed in our house. So you guys are all welcome. And so, yes, it'll be nice. Now, it'll probably be, I'm figuring, a year after we get there before the house will be built. We've been told by many, 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 many people not to build before we get there. just so we get what we want, and that's understandable. And so yeah, so we've designed the house. Well, we're in the final stages of designing the house. My wife, who you guys almost saw there a second ago, has a little trouble making up her mind when it comes to designing the house. The house is all hers. I've said, you know what, I'll pay for whatever it is. Just, I need a place to live. It's going to be cheaper. So we're probably going to rent for about a year. 6 months of that will be us getting the paperwork taken care of, which seems impossible to do when you're outside the country, so that we can then build on the land that we've already purchased. And then 6 months of that will be building the house. And so that's kind of where we're at with that. So, but yeah, it will be, really looking forward to it. A little daunting, little bit of everything, but it's kind of a nice one to have to fall back on. So, all right. So this is Civila. We're coming up to Civila.
Warp drive active.
But yes, you guys are all welcome. But yes, to answer your original question, Marverick, Starlink will be one of our choices. In fact, one of the things I had thought about doing in order to see what the throughput was with Starlink, Philippines is one of the places where they're testing Starlink, but it's still pretty expensive there. Most Filipinos can't afford it. But I was thinking about buying Starlink and sending it to my brother-in-law, like I said, who lives about a kilometer from where our land is that we're going to build on. And having him check it out, give me some throughput, see what it looks like, blah, blah, blah. The problem is I'm afraid I won't get it back from him when we actually get over there. And so I'm like, so that would mean buying another one, which, like I said, it's pretty expensive over there. It's more expensive over there than it is here. I thought about buying it for here and taking it with me, but I have a feeling they probably wouldn't allow that. But I haven't actually asked them about that. But yes, technically it should work the same no matter where it's at, right? Satellite. So, but yeah, that's a good question. So, and it would be nice to have it here, see how it works, and take it over there, see if it works the same, be able to do that. So, you transporting tonight? Yes. Or we can do whatever. I think Marverick was saying he had a couple things to do and then he'd reevaluate. But yeah, we can do whatever. I'm just moving stuff in the meantime over here to Civila. Some of the blossom stuff. So I created a blossom container in Vanillin that says 4 blossom, and I'm transporting everything to it. So yeah. Because she's got a ton of stuff that I'm trying to get converted to minerals and bring over to her. So, but yeah, I actually brought the cryos out because I was using my prorator and it was taking way too long. So, but honestly, even this cryos is taking too long. So she's got way too much junk. But God bless her. I'll get it all moved to Jita for her. She says she's going to pay somebody to transport it where she needs it, but I'm curious how that's going to work because I'm having to make like 27 trips, so I'm not sure how that's going to work for her. So, but yeah, it's just satellite communication, so you would think it would be the same, but yes, from what I've been told, it's not. And I don't, like you said, I don't understand that, but I haven't talked to anybody. I really like to call my buddy Elon and have a conversation with him, but he never takes my calls. I don't know why. So, something about being a billionaire. But yeah, I'm with you. It should work the same, but I have been told by people that were here and people that are in the Philippines that it's not. Now, they're not using the same one they used here or the same one over there. They had to buy a new one when they went over there. So I don't know if that's part of it. If maybe there's some kind of a governor or something on it, depending on which country you're in. It really doesn't make much sense. But honestly, I would expect theirs to work a little bit better because less pollution, those kind of things. But, what do I know? So, but yes, I probably need to call someone at Starlink and actually have a conversation with them about it, but we're still a little ways away, so I haven't done that. But plus, I'm not really sure if, mine's kind of a rare situation, so it's not like that's one that they would come up with, and I'd probably just get some AI that would try to answer my questions. So, yeah. It could be he doesn't have the satellite coverage over there yet. Well, and so that's one of the places they're testing it. So, yeah, he gave away several over there so that they would use it. They're using it as a test bed. So he claims that they do have a really good coverage over there. And like you said, they're satellites, so they're just going around. So, I guess it's a matter of when you have them, they got to be covered in whatever belt they're covered in, because they're going around the Earth. And so if you don't have that belt populated well, then, at certain times they would be gaps and you wouldn't reach the satellite because it's going to try and go straight up and hit a satellite. But also if they're going, like they're on the equator. So you think they're in a station? Yeah, so they'd be in a stationary orbit where they would keep going over the same longitude or latitude. I can't remember which one's which. But yes, they would be going around the Earth at the same coordinates. And so, yes, but they've got to have that whole belt kind of populated well enough that you have consistent coverage. And I guess there's also something with it passing the signal between multiple, satellites and that kind of stuff. And so which is part of the network. So that equatorial orbit that would cover the Philippines is probably not one that covers anywhere here in America. So that's probably going to be somewhere down in the Panama area or something along those lines. I'd actually have to look at a map to be sure. But yeah, so with that said, since he's not testing it there, it was kind of weird that he decided to use the Philippines to test it. But the Philippines is one of those countries where a lot of the country doesn't have internet. So it does make sense from that perspective. So I was excited to hear they were testing the Philippines. And then, like I said, I think it's $250 here to buy the package. And then I think it runs around $50 a month for the service. Or in the Philippines, it's $500 to buy the package, the equivalent of $500. And it's $100 a month for the package, which is, pretty much double the price on both. And so it's like, okay, why in a much cheaper country are you charging twice as much? Well, I think some of that's shipping. I think, there's a couple other things. But like I said, I don't know why it would be different, And so, but like I said, I haven't talked to anyone at Starlink, because one of the things I thought was buy a $250 one here, take it with me, and use it over there. So, yeah, because I could send it over there for a lot cheaper than than what they're charging to ship it, I think. So, but yeah, it was one of those where it's kind of like, well, I have to see how that works out. So. But yeah, I probably need to call them. Maybe I'll do that. I've got a couple days off next week. Maybe I'll do that when I talk to them next week, or try and talk to them next week. That's one of those I got to set some time aside to. Because unfortunately, with my job, I get called pretty much 24/7. Well, I shouldn't say 24/7. 8 to 5. Actually, probably 8 to 7. And so trying to do calls during the day is almost impossible, because my phone rings off the hook. And so, but yeah, so anytime I try to call somebody, doctor's office, whatever, I inadvertently get a call in the middle of it and have to say, yeah, I'll call you back, which never works out well. So yeah, so I have to make sure it's one of the days when I'm off so that I can make sure I have time set aside. Do I need to relocate? Did you and Jackson figure out what you all want to do? So we did. Well, I decided without Jackson. So, but yes, I am planning to start a new corporation called Silver Wolves. Unfortunately, in order to leave my current corporation, who just changed their tax rate to 8% and took 500,000 ISK from me today, in basic from the missions that I did and my dailies and all that. It takes 24 hours for it to let me leave the corporation. I have to make my intentions known and then leave the corporation 24 hours later. So it won't let me create a new corporation for 24 hours. So this time, probably, sometime in the morning tomorrow, I will be creating that corp, and anyone who wants to join it can. No requirements. We'll still do the same things, but it will be a corp with 0 tax. So, and I believe that Jackson's going to join that corp with me. So he's been looking for something. So we'll be a low-key corp that keep our nose clean, just do our own thing, and not bother anybody, and be happy about it. So, but you're welcome to join us. We did think about joining yours, but you said you had some overhead with yours, so that's why I had talked to a couple of people today. Be nice just to see everyone blue. Yep. No things with that, and we can put offices wherever we want. So, there's a cost for an office. So whatever offices we want, we'll just have to figure that cost out. Make sure we have enough in the corporate account to cover the cost. Some places have a very high cost. And good morning, Millen. Some places have a very high cost, and some places have a low cost. So I always look for low cost offices when I did it. So I'm not even positive. I'm planning on starting the corp in a Matins. So the headquarters would be there, and then we can have offices wherever. Yep. And so, yeah. What's up, Blossom? So completely open there, whatever we want to do. But I figured that would be easier. I have all the skills required for corp running, since I ran a corp for 21 years. And so I figured that was just easier. That way I could make sure no silly stuff happens. This whole tax thing is really irritating me. So it taxes your mission running. Something the corp has absolutely nothing to do with. Taxed all my mission running today. Today I did probably 10 distro missions, and they got over 500,000 ISK from me for those distro missions. So yeah, it was a little frustrating. So, but yes, my thought is, Marverick, we can put offices wherever, and we'll just look at the cost. Like I said, some offices, like if I try to open an office when I had my old corp, when I tried to open an office here in Venelin, or in my home there in Venelin, it was like, 30 million a month. And I was like, okay, yeah, never mind, But you can find offices that are only 10,000 a month, and in those cases, yeah, we can put offices there. We'll just evaluate them as goes, and make sure we have enough money in the corporate account to cover the offices each month. So, but yeah, that's the plan. I haven't really thought all of it through that well, but I do plan to start it here in a Matins, which is one of the reasons I'm kind of staying here. At least, I came back here. And so I am planning on starting it here, because this is where we seem to be more central located. So don't expect any of you to move up here, but we will start it here so that this is more central, and then we'll have offices kind of around there. So, but yeah, there's only one station here, and I haven't figured out if I can start one here, because I am not. So it says offices available as 1. So there you go. I just saw that. So that means we should be able to start it here, as long as that one office is still there tomorrow. And so I didn't see that earlier today. And so, but yes, that was one of the other things, is I said, don't anybody move yet, because I don't know if it's going to let me start it here. I went through the whole thing of starting the corp, selected our icon, did all this bull crap. And then it told me, hey, you need to wait 24 hours to leave your corp. And I'm like, really? You couldn't have told me that in the first place? I mean, I spent probably 20 to 30 minutes. And I was just like, that's just crappy. So yeah, but, it is what it is. And so So yeah, so tomorrow, because I don't know, maybe they'll have a problem with the Corp name, maybe they'll have a problem with the Corp ticker, you know, which I'm sure I can make whatever. So yeah, it does seem that way. I had the same problem when I left my 21-year-old Corp, but I thought it was because I was a director. And, you know, it was like, okay, well, we need to, since you have, you know, voting rights, we needed to make sure that everything's covered before we let you, you know, that you haven't started voting on something and then take off. But yeah, it wasn't that. And so, because, yeah, this one, I have no rights in this Corp. And yeah, it's really weird. Like I said, I looked into some of them, and they're all dead corpse. So that's the problem, is they're really not cleaning up old corpse. So there was one called Silver Wolves Exploration Corporation that was a 2006 corp that had no activity. So yeah, there's a lot of corps that they've just never cleaned up. I know my old corp is one that needs to be cleaned up, but I don't know why they're not taking care of those kind of things. Maybe it's one of those they don't know who to give the assets to. In the case of my corp, it had no assets, so that would have been real easy. So, but yeah. Yeah, so no, it wouldn't let me leave. And so, yeah, so that's where it is. I'm still part of the Beavers. So, yeah, so here did I go? I went to Corp. That's where I went. So I went here to Social and Corp. And so, yeah, it shows here, allow new roles. So if I click on that, that'll reset the 24-hour counter. And then I'll have to say, it said, prepare to leave Corp. And that's where the 24-hour thing happens. And so yeah. So it really doesn't say here. But yeah. So yeah, here's the quick corporation. So when I tried that, it wouldn't let me. Corporate record shows you recently hold rows, so I got to wait another 11 hours. And so, but I didn't hold any roles. I had absolutely no roles with this corporation. So yeah, it was really weird, but and so yeah, so and that's kind of what I thought, Marverick, as well. I thought with creating a new corp, that should be instantaneous, but it said, when I first started, it said you had to be in a station. So then I came all the way back to a Matins. I was flying back and forth. Came all the way back to a Matins. Tried it. Went through the 20, 30 minutes to design the icon that I wanted. You know, blah, blah, blah. And changed my mind 6 or 7 times. You know, I don't know why I'm upset with my wife. I'm just as indecisive as she is. But yeah. And then when I finally got to the end, they were like, yeah, oh, no, you got to wait 24 hours. I'm like, really? You couldn't have told me that in the first place? Yeah, see, and that's it. With the safety assets, you can always put stuff in safety, you know. And so, yeah, I don't, and like in my old corp, it has no assets. So it would be nice just to kind of, you know, clean some of that stuff up. But I just don't think they want to deal with it. And they do have a lot of people that come back after a long period away. And so I think as long as you have their assets somewhere, I don't think they care. But in the case of that, what if a corporation has 100 members, and who do you give it to? When you can't put safety. The safety doesn't do anything. You know, if you're going to get rid of the corp, but then you have corps like mine that have no assets because it's been completely stripped, and so it has no offices, no assets. It just had some stuff in impound. And I said, you know, in those cases, you could easily just put those in safety, the ones that are impound, and get rid of that corp, and you'd be great because nobody's logged in for 5 years other than me. And so, yeah, and maybe, I don't know, maybe there was something along those lines, and I reset the timer. I don't know. But like I said, the one I looked at today, I went out there and did a search for Silver Wolves, and found that there was a Silver Wolves Exploration Corp created in 2006, showed no activity, and so none that I could find. And so, yeah, so from that perspective, but it probably got assets somewhere. And so based on that, they don't know who to give the assets to. They should just give them to the CEO, right? But maybe they're not the CEO's assets. So yeah. But honestly, if you leave a game for more than 5 years, my thought is you should expect your stuff to be gone. So, but maybe not everybody feels that way. So, oh, ads are back on. Actually, I think you guys are all good. So, but yeah, so yeah, so probably it's at 11 hours. So yeah, so about 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, give or take, probably around lunchtime, my time, I will set up the Corp. I'll put something out on Discord. If you guys are on Discord, I'll also announce it in the Late Night with Silverwolf here. So, I don't know. I'm probably going to leave most of my stuff in Ventolin, because I just really like that system. I'm gradually hauling ships, but what I'm doing is I'm actually building a second set of ships and bringing them up here. So that way I'm still leaving one there. I have a jump clone there, so I'll just jump back and forth. So I don't think so, but thanks for the offer, Kick, and I appreciate it. But I just brought this Cryos here, and I'm building a new Cryos to leave there. So yeah, so I brought my Pro Raider up here, and I'm working on a new Pro Raider for there. So yeah, so I keep opening Corp offices of mine. Yep. Yeah, and that's the thing I usually do is once we have one, I didn't want to open any with my 21-year-old Corp because I was trying to get it, closed down, and so I thought I could probably shut it down. But yeah. Then when I reached out to them about, okay, can I get ownership? Can I do this? Can I do that? They were like, no. I'm like, really? Like, so you're just going to leave this out here forever? And they're like, yeah, that's what we've done with everything else. Every Corp that's ever been created is still out there. I'm like, well, that's not efficient. That's got to be taking up a lot of database space, if nothing else, which would be nice to clean up. But like you said, there's a lot of, I guess, logistics around how do we clean that up? And, who gets the assets? And, though honestly, I'm kind of surprised CCP hasn't just decided, you know what, if you have no activity in your Corp for 5 years, then we're going to take all the assets your Corp has and we're going to close it down. That would be a CCP decision I could see them making. But they haven't done that, which is kind of strange. And I can understand that, but yeah, it's kind of weird. So, because when I came back to my Corp, the 21-year-old Corp, it listed everybody on there as having logged in for over 5 years. So it was definitely 5 years inactive. It had no assets. The only assets I had were my personal assets that were spread all over that I had to gather up, and most of them in trig space, which we've talked about before. And so yeah, but yeah, Kicking, I don't think so, but if anything comes to mind, I'll let you know. I do have an orca there. I do have a porpoise there, so I'm probably planning on bringing at least a porpoise up here. I don't really want to move the orca. In fact, I'm thinking I'm just going to sell the orca. May as well get the $2 billion out of it if I can. But yeah, I definitely will bring probably the porpoise up here. But that's one I'll probably do like I'm doing everything else. I'm taking stuff to Civila and dropping it there. And so doing half from this side, and then half from this side, and then half from this side. So once I jump back to Ventolin, then I fly to Civila and bring everything back. So it all works out. So okay, well, and that's fine. I'd rather sell it to one of you guys, so I'll give you a discount. So yeah, because the orca, I very rarely fly it. The only thing I've used it for that was really good was moving a bunch of ships around. And so, and I can do that with the porpoise as well. So, and honestly, that's what I probably should do, since now this is probably the third or fourth ship I've flown up here today. So,
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
But yeah, it's kind of funny because even with this, so I've made, this will be my second trip with the cryos. And I still have more minerals back there for Blossom. So yeah, even with 2 now, yeah, so you figure it was going to probably be at least 3 full trips with the cryos for these minerals. And this is just the minerals. She also gave me 3 ships, which I'm going to convert to minerals, or the mineral equivalent, and give those to her. But I'll do that from the minerals I have in Venoland. So, do you want some BPCs for the porpoise? I think I have one, but that doesn't... That's a good question. Let me check. I thought I had one, but I might have only had 1 run. So, yes. Nope, I got one. Yeah, and I got 9 more runs on it. So that should be more than enough for what I need. I don't think I'll ever build 10 of them. I've got 1 here. I'll probably build 1 that I leave here after I sell the Orca and then go from there. But yes, so yeah. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I did get it from you. So yes, that's where I get all my BPCs from. So yeah, I was trying to tell you, you all need a freighter. Yeah, that's probably one of our next ones. So that's probably one of our next ones. So all right, so I dropped this off. So let's head back to Amatins. All right. So knowing my luck, this one office that's in Amatins, which I'm not in Amatins now, I'm in Civila, but this one office that's in Amatins won't be there come 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, which would just be my luck. And so, but we'll see how that goes. So that's how we know you shower. Yeah, we listen to you way more than you think, Blossom. Way more than you think. And yes, we know we need a freighter. But honestly, it's only during times like this, which how often do you move? Very rarely. Hopefully this will be my last move in Eve. Probably not, but... And like I said, I really don't want to move everything because I really like Venoland because I got a good level 4 security agent. I got a good building and a nice player run station that's closed. So if I can find the same things up here, I'll just do it. So it's just all the moon material. Oh, I should, before I show you how to turn your ship into fireworks. Yeah, there she goes. Always resorting to violence. See, it's that younger generation. I just don't know where all the love is, you know. I understand, you know. I grew up during the I grew up right after the Vietnam, you know, love everybody generation, but make love not war. But I mean, come on, so much violence, Blossom. My goodness, it's not good for your blood pressure. Yeah, there's a lot of moon materials. Yeah, there's a lot of all kinds. That's what I have, so much junk that it's like, yeah, I definitely don't want to move all that. I finally got it organized in Venoland. I don't want to do that again. So I've got this guy marked with a terrible standing. So why? Oop. Well, that didn't do anything. There it is. So his terrible standing comes from drunken beavers. Looks like we don't like his alliance, which I won't be a member of drunken beavers very much longer. So I was about to say, isn't your generation also the first ones to bring up back in my day? I still say that, so I don't know. It might have been the first, but I don't know. I remember my grandfather. The big one I always got from my grandfather was I walked uphill in the snow both ways, and I did say that when I was a kid too. So Yeah, he's a 5-0 security status, but we don't like his alliance. So, but yeah. Yeah, my gramps always said back in my day too, but so I think that's always an older generation thing. But once you reach that older generation, you say stuff like that. So I catch myself saying some of the things I swore I would never say that my father said. So yeah. Yeah. So yeah, the good old days. But the younger generation usually, Blossom, is all about love. Make love, not war. You know, love, not hate. So it's us older, grumpy guys that are usually the ones that are, get off my lawn. so, so yeah. But sure, Blossom, she's getting ready. She wants to blow everybody up. I mean, we mentioned your shower. I mean, come on. That's the 70s speaking to you, yeah. 1970s was a great time period. Yep. A lot of good music. A lot of good times. Not a whole lot of problems. One more what? And you light up like a light bulb, yeah. Yeah, see, my father, the one that I always got was a do as I say, not as I do. He never said that, but that's the way he acted. My father swore like a sailor. But anytime we would swear, he'd be like, "Where'd you learn that?" Really? Where did we learn that? Let's be honest. My generation took that make love part too heavy. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, you're probably right. But yeah, a lot of good music out of the 70s and 80s. Oh, awesome music. Now, this music we have now, I'm not sure I even call it music. Yeah. Make love part too heavily. Yeah, you guys did definitely take that, so. Khaleesi!
FBI, open up!
Hey, Rose, thanks for the raid. I always have trouble spelling your name. All right, so yeah, welcome Raiders. Welcome Raiders. We're just actually running stuff around for Blossom, so Blossom has got my whole stream doing her bidding. So, what's up, Blue Gray? Good to see ya. Yeah, see, Blossom didn't even realize you were streaming. She was over here slumming it with me. So, I saw you went live after I did, so sorry about that. Oh, she's got us moving minerals for her all over the place and converting things to minerals, and yeah, she's such a drama queen. She really is. Hey, happy Halloween. It is still Halloween for me. So another hour. Got another hour for Halloween. So good to see you, Blue Gray. There you go. I hate when Corp members get in the way. We were just talking about that. We're going to start our own Corp. So that way we don't have Corp members getting in the way. So unfortunately, we just got to get around the CCP limitations. So yeah, we're moving all our stuff to Jita for her, so. Yeah, you better clean them off. Yeah, we got to clean them off. We don't know. We don't want any of her cooties getting brought down from there, so, Coming from Galente down into Forge, At least spray them off a little bit, so. Covered in stripper juice. It's funny you say that. She was just saying that, your generation, which is kind of her generation. Actually, you're a little older than her. But her generation is the one that really took the make love to the extreme. So, no, I am making out. Definitely a good deal for me. So,
Warp drive active.
yeah, yep. But yeah, yeah, she was looking for somebody to move it, and I'm always moving stuff back and forth to there anyway. So my home system's only 7 jumps from Jita. So yeah, Blossom is the younger generation. Somebody pointed out the other night that she actually is younger than the game she plays. The age of the game she plays is older than her, which is not something that happens very often. So usually kind of not really impossible, but very rare. And most games don't last 20 years. So yeah.
Docking permission requested.
Of course, I don't know. How old's World of Warcraft? It's probably at least 20 years old, right? So maybe it's not that uncommon after all. Maybe most of the MMOs are at least that old. Yeah, that's true. I've never really heard of an MMO not continuing. They seem to go on forever, don't they? So, but yeah. All right, so there's one office available here. So hopefully that's still there tomorrow. So EverQuest is older. Yep. So Caviar, what's up, buddy? But yes, EverQuest is also pretty old. There's another one called AO. That's the abbreviation. Ultima Online. See, I don't. Yeah, see the Ultima Online. I don't know how long that one is. So Ultima Online. Yeah, and that's a. I remember playing Anarchy Online. That's the one I was thinking of. Thanks, Drachenhort. Anarchy Online. Yeah, that one's pretty old too. So EverQuest. Yeah, see, I didn't realize EverQuest was still going. Yeah, and Ultima was actually was a desktop game before it went to the online version. So kind of like the Fallouts. You know, Fallout started as a desktop game, and now you got Fallout 76, which is their online one, their MMO. So, but yeah. So yeah, Ultima Online, that's one. I may want to check that one out. I loved Ultima. I like the desktop versions. I don't know what the online's about, but yeah, so that's the last of the minerals. Last of the minerals. I'm actually going to take these because these are easy to convert. We'll just use all those. So yeah, so I'll convert all this other stuff. eveonline is a spiritual successor to Ultima Line. Okay. Yeah, it could be. Oh, that's the other ones I wanted. Is there enough room? Yeah, we're keeping these for her too. So the rest of the stuff we're going to convert to minerals. All right, so let's take these. And that should work. Honestly, the shadow ones I kind of like. I'll take that for it too. Yeah. Cheetah's like the bank in UO. Yeah, you're probably right. Now I have to figure out how to transfer CEO status. Yeah. That one I haven't done in a long time, so I apologize, Kickin. And like I said, you don't have to join ours. That's not a problem. We understand completely. Everybody's still going to be welcome at all the mining events and all that. Not a big deal. So, just boarded an abandoned Corvette that had 2 strip miners in it. Whoa. It was abandoned? Holy cow. Well, that's weird. Yeah. You guys has all kinds of overhead with it. So, and just for conversation's sake, I joined yours once. And the day after I joined it, you left. So, yeah, we're not going there again. Floating outside a trade hub. Really? That's interesting. Yeah, we're gonna create one with no overhead. So the beavers, in their infinite wisdom, finally pissed me off enough to leave. They raised their tax rate from 2% to 8% yesterday, which is what spawned this. So yeah, it definitely is. All they're doing is collecting money they didn't earn from their members, which I'm done with it. So yeah, they raised it from 2% to 8%. Now, I wasn't okay with the 2%, but it wasn't enough for me. It wasn't enough for me to, to rush leaving, So yeah, I joined the Drunken Beavers because Rose was part of the Drunken Beavers, and the day after I joined Drunken Beavers, she left. And so yeah, so that was a nice one. So now I was stuck with the Drunken Beavers, wondering what happened. So I was like, no problem, and then I realized, didn't notice it for a while, but then I realized after a couple months that hey, they're taking a lot of money from my dailies, from my missions. What's this? So that was their 2%, which I was like, well, 2%, cost of doing business, okay. Well, then just yesterday they raised it to 8%. And so I'm like, yeah, no, sorry. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So yeah, we were thinking about joining xKickNx Corp. And he's got one with some real world friends. And so we were like, you know what? We've discussed it quite a bit, Jackson and I, and we're like, you know what? Let's just create our own corp. And that way we don't have anything to worry about. Definitely zero tax rate corp. Not going to tax anybody on anything. Yeah. Yep. No, I understand. Rose. No harm, no foul. And honestly, the DBM has done absolutely nothing for me since the day I joined them. Not one single thing. But they've been charging the crap out of me in taxes. So yeah, so I was like, you know what? That was it. So yeah, it was bad timing. No problem, Blossom. Enjoy your shower. We know what bio break means now, Blossom. You're not fooling nobody. It always starts a whole big chat session when she says she's taking a shower. So she doesn't say that anymore. So. She does shower a lot, but that's good. My son is a couple years older than her, and he could probably shower more. So, Yeah, they act super good, but to see he doesn't even interact yet, let alone lead, can't even try to learn. Yeah. See, Blossom, I thought you were gone. I figured by the time you got back, there'd been a whole chat session in there. You wouldn't even saw it. I'm still reeling from the fact that you have a boyfriend. I still want to know how he feels about you always showing me your skins. Yeah, can we gank him tomorrow? Yeah. Probably do a war deck on us as soon as we create the corp, right? That would fix us, so. Rose smelling stuff. There you go. Yeah, that's too much effort.
Warp drive active.
Oh, there you go. Blue ice. No own structure. All right. Yeah, see, that's another one. Once we create the corp, then we might be able to create some structures too, which would be nice. Maybe we can do some moon mining. We might be able to get into a whole bunch of stuff with this whole corp thing. So it might be a good idea. So yeah. Blossom has just so much violence. But that's all right. We still love her.
Warp drive active.
We still love her. But yeah. So yeah, so probably I think it's at 11 hours. So sometime around noon tomorrow, I'll get the corp set up, and hopefully it'll be in a Matins. The headquarters will be there in a Matins, and we'll go from there. So, and like I said, I'll announce it in the in-game channel. I'll also announce it on Discord. I won't be streaming tomorrow because I take the weekends off, but was thinking of setting up an Athor to compress ice and ore too, but I have no clue if Athor needs some kind of fuel or not. I don't know. You should be able to look at it. Most of them, yeah, there's a module that does the compression, and that's what uses the fuel, and so.
Warp drive active.
Oh yeah, you can 100% start a moon drill and stuff in the Matins, and will make the system even better for your stream events. Excellent. So yes. So yes. So that might. So this will work out even better. So even already it's a better decision. So yeah. So. But yeah, more than likely, I would assume that it needs a compression module, and that uses the fuel. So that's the way the porpoise is. So, and the orca. So. All right, so we're back in Civila.
Warp drive
I'm gonna drop this stuff off. All my guys except Lanny are in 24-hour hold. All right. Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Like I said, if for some reason I don't get the office that's in the Matins right now, I will do it in one of the adjacent systems, but I will do it down here so we're more central to where we normally do our events and stuff. So that way it'll work out for everybody. This was more central to all my viewers. So, and I have to figure out how to transfer CEO to an alt still. Yep. Yeah, you might Google it. When I transferred mine, it was probably over 10 years ago when I transferred mine. So it's probably changed since then too. So structures use fuel in general to stay online with defenses. If there's no fuel, power goes out and everything goes offline. Yep. Yeah, you got it. That was one with my old Corp had structures, wormhole structures, and yeah, that was a chore to keep them fueled. So. Alright, so I got all the minerals here. I got your sequencers here as well. This is in Civila, so I'll jump back after I create the corp tomorrow, and then I'll pick these up from here and bring them to Jita. But yeah, I'll start. I'm gonna do it all at once, but I'll start getting stuff over to Jita for you, Blossom. So. Can make an alt director or buy enough shared on your alt and then do a takeover bid. Yeah, that's another way to do it. Back when I did it, I was actually able to transfer the CEO to another player, and so a real world friend that was in the corp, and so yep. So yeah, I think there's a way to transfer it without them having to vote. The vote requires shares, that whoever's voting has shares. And so as long as one of you has shares and can vote for the other person to be CEO, then they can be CEO. And that's how CCB told me I had to handle it, was that I had to use the share system and do that. The problem is I didn't have any shares, and all the people with shares were inactive. So nobody voted. I put up a vote for me to be CEO, and nobody voted because nobody was share. Only people with shares could vote, and nobody with shares was active. So So it didn't work. And I told them, hey, this won't work. And they said, oh, well, you got to get shares for yourself. And I said, well, the only way to get shares is have somebody with shares vote me to get shares. And nobody with shares is active. So this won't work. And I went back and forth with them multiple times, and they still never quite got it. So, but yeah, finally they did admit that, oh, yeah, so that won't work. And I'm like, okay, so what are you guys doing to fix this? Oh, nothing. Sorry, you just won't be able to. Your corp is just dead. Thanks for nothing. So, all right. So let's head back to a Matins. And actually, you know what? I'm going to leave this one here. I'm going to take this guy back to a Matins. Make sure I don't have anything in it. Yep. Yeah, I thought about jumping back tonight, and I was like, wait, I can't do that. Because if I jump back tonight, then I won't be in a Matins to create the corp tomorrow. Like, gotta be careful. Of course, I've flown back and forth to a Matins 3 or 4 times today, so. But that's rare. Normally, there's at least one gate camp between. It's usually in Civila, which is why I use that as a middle ground. Getting into Civila is not a problem, and getting into Civila from the other side is not a problem. Because they usually gate camp Udema, which I don't go through, so. But yeah, it was funny that there wasn't any gate camps today, so I just went clear through. Not today. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. But yeah, so everybody will get to see all the escapades of the new corp, which will be good. So kind of give some stream things on there about creating a new corp, setting up new stuff, setting up hangars and all kinds of stuff like that. So yeah, and there was a gate camp there yesterday, and this morning Udema had a gate camp as well early. 3 or 4 kills at the Udema, at the Civila gate in Udema. But yeah, that was all I saw. And yeah, those are probably, since it's a 05, it was probably they killed one person and then the gankers got killed. So either that or some rookies got carried away, but you don't get a whole lot of rookies in Civil and Udema, not usually, but that was the last one I saw. It's actually been clear most of the day, which is very rare. So that's why I took advantage of it today and flew back and flew end to end multiple times. So yeah, I don't ever look at that one, but I have a gate camp website that I check out, and it's usually fairly accurate. It saved our lives several times, and it's cost our lives a couple times. So it's definitely saved it more than cost it. But we did get jumped at least once, even using it. So, but we got jumped in systems that weren't Udema. So it works for all the systems. So, which is nice. So actually, I can post it here. This is the one that I use. I think this will work. Let me see. Yep. So this is the one that I use. And you put in where you're starting and where you're going to, and it puts it in there. So What's up, LSD? How are you doing tonight? Good to see ya. Good to see ya. We got a good group on tonight. Thanks to Khaleesi raiding us. She brought in a bunch of people, so... They tell you how many kills have happened in the hour. Yep, that's what this one is. Yep.
Warp drive active.
And it also has a Killboard link on there, so you can actually delve down into it a little deeper, see what's going on. And but yeah, that's a nice one that I use. It's also got in there you can add avoids. You want to skip over certain ones, and it helps me plan my route very well. And so which I do a lot of, especially when I'm flying around a lot. So, especially when they're having events that give 90% drops, because that brings out all the woodwork gankers. So, I'm doing great, LSD. Was watching on my phone. There you go. Heard some shenanigans about the Corp. What's up with that trash? Yeah. So the Corp that I'm in decided to raise their tax rate from 2% to 8%. So that has kicked me in the rear end and got me moving. So we'll be starting a Corp of our own tomorrow called Silver Wolves. Anyone's welcome to join. 0 tax rate. Guaranteed. I'm back. Oh, by the way, Bond, I told my boyfriend about the skins and your jokes, and he just laughed. Man, he's a keeper. You better hang on to him. He's a keeper. He's a keeper. Oh, excuse me. I'm so in if you got room. We've always got room. I would like to hear a skin-related joke, yeah. So she's always trying to show me her skins. And so she's a skin designer. And so... And she's a 20-year-old, and I'm more than double, almost triple her age-year-old. So we always turn it into some kind of dirty old man thing. So... More than 20. Definitely more than 20. Yes. More. I'm almost triple her age. So, almost. A little short of triple her age. So, yeah. Definitely different generations. Yeah. She makes all kinds of skins. So, yeah. So, I'll let her talk to you about that, but she makes all kinds of skins. So yeah, but yeah, trying to explain it actually makes it worse. So yeah, she makes all kinds of skins. She makes really good skins. So if you're interested in some skins, she makes really good skins. I say that all joking aside, she makes some really good skins. So she always wants to show them to me, which is where we get into the so. And then I found out today she's got a boyfriend, and so I was kind of teasing her that, well, does your boyfriend know about you always wanting to show me your skin? So, So, but she said he just laughed. So that's why I said he's a keeper. He's a keeper. Most boyfriends are jealous. So... Most husbands are jealous. So. What are you making skins for? So. Yep. I was literally no band on the Trump stream, but when it matter us Americans choose your president. Yeah. No worries. Blossom's always yelling at me, so it's not a problem. I'm used to it. So. I didn't even know there was a Trump stream. So I may have to check that out when we close out here. So yeah. It's probably definitely entertaining, I'm sure. He is definitely an entertainer. It usually has a significant amount of viewers. Yeah, he does. His rallies have been packed. Packed. So, I think our election next week is going to be interesting. Interesting. So I was trying to talk my wife and us at voting early because I'm wondering, for some reason, I just kind of have this feeling that there may be something going on. I guess there's been a couple threats that have been made about affecting the election, terrorist attacks, and those kind of things. And so that's why I said maybe we should go vote early. So we've never voted early before. So, yeah. Yeah, he's got probably half the country behind him. So, yeah. Caldari depends on the ship I'm feeling entertained by. First was Retriever. Croissant themed Azarel. There you go. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. That's my thought. Is I don't really care about anybody's political beliefs, especially in a game. Okay? So I'm a friend to everybody no matter what. So, but yeah, it should be interesting. Should be interesting. So, yeah, rumor has it they're doing a bunch of stuff for the skin designers. So that'll be nice. But ooh, that'll be nice. Yeah. Yeah, so the couple that she's made have been really nice. So I thought she made more than just two. That's kind of crazy. So yeah, yeah, yeah. I think Kickin's waiting for one of those patterns. Kickin's got. I guess Kickin designed one, and it needs a pattern that he can't seem to find. That's very rare, and so which kind of sucks. Oh, you did make one for the bowhead. I remember that. That's the one you were excited to show me. Yep. Yep. That was the one you made me come all the way over there so you could show me. So, yeah. I do remember that one. Yep. Yup. Why do I got to start this over again? Because I logged out. All right. So I've moved all the stuff I have for her. So what I'll do is I'll go do some distro missions. We still got a little bit of time. XD. Okay. I was wondering what the XX was. I was like, you're making XX skins? That'll really, really add to the convo. Glad you clarified that. I want to see some of those. That's what Caldari Prime does. There you go. There you go. There you go. Got to keep it clean. Got to keep it clean. But yeah, as of tomorrow, when I create the Corp, I will post it in Discord. I'll also post it in the in-game channel. So anyone there, next time we are both on, I'm hunting you down. All right. All right, let me know. I'm gonna make sure I got my prorator here so I can try and hide. So, not sure if I'll be successful, but I am German. There are lots of rumors how it is. You can tell me from your side. So, yep. She said screw. She said screw going for is. I'm going for Plex. There you go. Yep. Maybe I should join your Discord. Yep. So yeah, I just posted it up there above. So it's fairly new. So. Fairly new, so it's not quite set up the way I want it. I used a template that it was advertised as being perfect for streamers, and it has been anything but. So I don't know how to pronounce that one, but iCoke, maybe. Appreciate the follow. I'll donate your corpse to Khaleesi in case you don't have it. Yeah, she doesn't. She doesn't. That would be one for her collection. So IRLJumpyWizard, appreciate the follow. Appreciate the follow. Alright, so there's a level 4 distribution agent that I've been working on here. These are pretty easy ones. Not making the kind of money that I make on my level 4 security ones, but wait, didn't I accept it? Huh, I didn't accept it. Oh, that sucks. There we go. Thanks for the follow, IRLJumpWizard. I like that name. Stop. I do not want to know now about Eve. Here's how the United States tried to get a new president elected. Yeah, that's a whole one. I'm not going to talk politics here. Nobody wants to hear about politics. Probably not to stream for that, seeing as this is an Eve stream. Exactly. Exactly. I'm sure they're discussing that over in the Trump stream. So actually, probably at the moment they're probably talking about the garbage comment over in the Trump stream. But yeah, that's been the news cycle for today. So.
Warp drive active.
But once again, not getting into politics here. So that even made it on our news here in New Zealand. Yeah, I figured it did. It's been dominating our news here today. So it was kind of a screw up on Trump's part. He had a comedian at his rally that made an inappropriate joke, which comedians do. But Trump, I think he kind of apologized for it. It was kind of inappropriate towards the Puerto Ricans, and then the other side decided that they were gonna say something about the comment, and ended up making it worse on their side, and now that's dominated the news cycle. So. About how long do you think it's safe to leave wrecks for salvage and expect them to still be there? So I leave them for an hour. I usually don't go any longer than an hour. If they're there longer than that, that's great. I think the timer is 2 hours. But I always plan to be back in an hour. So if I'm not going to get them in an hour, I don't bother. So, but I believe the timer is 2 hours, which is the same as the if you put a jet can out. If you eject a can from your cargo, that'll last 2 hours. And so, and I'm pretty sure the salvage is the same way. So, but that's not one I've actually tested to see if it is exactly 2 hours. So, yeah. And that's the thing, if it's one of those where if it's close to the 2 hour mark, so it also goes by when the salvage was created. So as you're killing things in your security mission, you know, you're going to kill them there, and then when you kill the last one, that could be a difference of 10 minutes. And so they'll each have a different 10 minutes in that time frame. So over the course of 10 minutes in that 2 hour time period, they'll all disappear. So you might have caught it just while it was in that one. So no cable TV. This is Meyer news that I haven't heard all weeks. Yeah. So, but yeah, 2 hours is what they advertise. Same as the jet cans. But I haven't actually pushed that. I did. It's funny you mention it, because I did come back the other day, and I had done a security mission. I'd actually logged off and logged in as one of my alts, did a bunch of stuff, and then came back, and there were only like 2 or 3 wrecks left. And so yeah, it looks like I would push the limit too far. So, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 2 hours. So a lot of people commenting on Discord. So apologize, guys. I usually don't look at the Discord while I'm streaming, so I don't get distracted. I do need to work that out better so that I'm at least paying attention to both. But I get too easily distracted. So just don't get got. There you go.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, I think I have a verify. Everybody comes into a verify channel and it doesn't actually verify anything, so don't worry about that. But I can stream and do one thing only. Anything else, my brain shuts down. Yeah, that's kind of me. So you can at least read chat. I struggle with that. Yeah. Well, and so far, I don't have a whole lot of people, so the chat doesn't fly by. I've seen some streamers that, they'll have 1,000 people, and their chat is just flying by, and I'm like, how do you even keep up with that, As it is, one of the things I do is after I close down the stream, I actually go through the stream, and I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but I post all my stuff to YouTube. And when I post it, I put in the description everybody that had commented in the stream. So I go through and I grab all your names and I put them in there. And so I do that by going through the stream on the video on demand. And it's weird because I'll come across comments that I didn't see during the stream and be like, man, I didn't see that, and I'm like, hope they didn't get upset with me for not replying to them. So, but yeah, I add that in there. Now, like I said, once I get to probably a certain level, I won't be able to do that anymore because there'll be too many to put in there. I'll run out of text I can put in the description. But yeah, that's one that I kind of like to add in there as a nice touch. So that way, if they search on their name, they're liable to find it and say, hey, my name's in here. So yeah, I don't know that anyone's ever done that. We all just refer that to your age. Yeah. I get a lot of that too. So maybe at the end of your credits. There you go. Yeah. I actually had, the best one is I had a young lady from Brazil enter the stream one day. And her first comment was, man, you're old. And I went, yeah, And she's like, no, I'm sorry. I don't mean it to be offensive, but I didn't expect, somebody playing this game to be as old as you. Because she said, I'm old like you. And I'm like, okay, well, that's great. But yeah. But I was kind of like, yeah, I am. Yeah. There was another one. What was the other one? The other one was actually confusing because they said something and I said, I'm going to need you to clarify that because I'm not sure if that's a compliment or not. So, and they were like, no, I didn't mean anything negative. I'm like, figure most people that come in the stream, they're not going to insult me right off the bat. They got to get to know me first. But yeah, exactly. I don't know, though. I don't know if you guys heard. So last Sunday, I was going to pick up lunch for my wife and I, and I was going into Chipotle. So, nothing to do with the Chipotle, to be honest, but I was going into a Chipotle and somehow missed the curb and did a face plant on the curb outside the Chipotle. It scared the daylights out of this poor young family. They had 2 small kids. The kids weren't crying, thank God, because that would have made me cry. But, oh yeah, I caught the edge of the curb with both feet. Was not looking at my phone. Okay, my phone was actually in my back pocket, but I had just come out of church, so I had my church clothes on. So of course, face planted on the sidewalk. My glasses, I wear glasses. I don't wear them when I stream. I'm nearsighted. So anytime I'm on the computer, I don't wear them. But anytime I'm out driving or walking around, I have glasses. And so my glasses flew off. My phone came out of my pocket, hit me in the back of the head, and slid across the sidewalk. So the first thing the family thought was, oh, he was looking at his phone. That's why he tripped over the sidewalk. I'm like, yeah, I wasn't. I don't know why I tripped over the sidewalk. But, of course, I jumped back up like, elbows, hands, arms, because it caught my hands, hit my arms. I didn't hit my head, praise God. But I didn't shed a single drop of blood, which I still can't figure out, okay? I didn't rip my pants. My knees are bruised. My hands were bruised. My hands were, like, scratched, but they didn't bleed. And I'm like... I couldn't believe it. But I jumped up super quick because I'm like, oh, man. I was more embarrassed than anything. Like, what a moron. I mean, can't even walk, And so, yeah. So, but this poor family, like, oh, are you okay? You okay? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, let us call the ambulance. I'm like, no, please do not call the ambulance. I'm embarrassed enough that you guys saw that I can't walk, okay, without tripping over the sidewalk. I mean, come on. And so, yeah, I was like, but yeah, Marverick. Yeah, Marverick's got a couple of years on me. I'm only 56. So, but I look older than him. So, I grade at 30. So, my daughter decided that high school wasn't hard enough. You guys, some of you have heard this story, but my daughter decided high school wasn't hard enough. So, her senior year of high school, she decided that she would give birth to my now 14-year-old granddaughter. And so yeah, so you're probably right. The calluses probably saved me, right? From the mouse, right? But yeah, so that's where most of, I think, this gray hair comes from is yeah, exactly. And that's one of the things that I'm thankful for. There is a bald spot back there. Luckily the headset covers it, but yeah. The only time I notice the bald spot is when my barber mentions it or when I get sunburn on it. But yes, I am very thankful I still do have hair. So, but yes, I started graying at 30, and I blame that on her. So, because that was a stressful one. But yes, I have a beautiful 14-year-old granddaughter now, and we checked that box off real early. Nothing to worry about. So, did I see what you said? No, I obviously didn't see what you said. Let me find it. I took Bond out to mine first, and now we are at friendship standards where he makes fun of me and I make empty threats. I wasn't counting it. I wasn't counting it as an empty threat. I figured you were going to hunt me down. I offered to be your token kill if you needed to get into your guild, into your corp. So, more than happy to sacrifice myself. So, but yeah, don't like your white blonde. Yeah. Well, that's it. It went from dark to gray to this silver, which is where the silver wolf comes from. So, ironically, I had some coworkers who called me White Wolf. And they were accused of being racist since I'm a white guy. And I said, well, why do you call a wolf a white wolf? It's because of his hair. And so that's when it got switched to silver so that no one accused anybody of being racist. So white blonde is the lightest and coolest shade of blonde hair, and it's often described as striking silver. Yep. Arctic silver. There you go. Arctic silver. I like that. But yeah, so yeah. But my dad, he had started graying in his late 30s. I started graying in early 30s. It was funny. So my dad was 25 when I was born. I'm his eldest biological son. And my daughter, I was 25 when my daughter was born. She's my eldest biological child. And she's my eldest child. I only have biological childs. And but unfortunately, she was 17 when my granddaughter was born. So I told her, "Yeah, you kind of messed up the pattern there. We had it going. We were doing really well, and you messed it up." So, nah. Maybe if I get fed up and just feel like giving you a kill mail with my name on it, there you go. Something to put on my wall, right? Well, you're always welcome, Blossom. I would put my hiding skills against your kill skills. I'm pretty sure you'll come out on top, and that was not meant to be in any way, shape, or form a dirty old man thing. But like I said, I was more than happy to be your token kill if you needed one to get into corporation. So I would do that for you. So yeah, no, I think you're probably still better at combat than I am at hiding. So like I said, my only chance would be in this ship because this is the one that I can hide the best in. So. But yeah, so Sunday when I fell, but needless to say, I had really damaged this hand, my left hand and my left wrist, really bothered me after the fall. And so I was like, yeah, maybe I should go to the doctor, maybe I should get an x-ray, you know. And so I actually laid down for quite a while. I didn't stream Sunday night because of it. And it actually felt better Monday morning and then I worked, and then it got a little better for Tuesday, and then I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to bowl. I'm right-handed, so I wasn't worried about the left hand, but I was getting. Did I set destination? Yeah, I did. I was having a lot of pain in my shoulders and my back and my chest and. You know, just weird stuff with the bruises and stuff. So I was worried about not bowling. Ironically, I bowled better than I have bowled in months. So I'm thinking maybe I ought to throw myself down on the sidewalk every Sunday and see what happens. Yeah, I didn't quite recover as quickly as I used to. So, but yes, it was uneventful. My hand and my wrist are back to normal for the most part. So I don't think I broke anything. I think it was just kind of bruised, but it was really weird. I didn't bleed. Didn't rip my pants, which was good because I had my Sunday pants on. I actually got a cramp in my leg now, which is really bugging me. All right, so did I already do that one? Yes, I guess I did. Yeah, so there they are. That's their 8%. So they're taking 8% on all my missions as well. Which is why I should probably stop doing missions, but you know, until after I get out of the Corp, for crying out loud. But yeah, Sunday, that was one of those where I haven't fallen in a very long time, so it's kind of funny because you know, as you get older, you're not always the most coordinated. So, but I've been very blessed that way, where I haven't had any problems with that. And then Sunday, I mean, I don't know what happened. I don't know how I didn't see the curb, but I caught it with both feet straight on and went right down. Face first. Like I said, I didn't hit my head, praise God, but came down on my hands, which is probably why it bothered my hand. And I fallen. Yeah, exactly. Well, like I said, when the family was there, it was like the two husband and wife, I guess, and two little kids, probably, 5 to 10 range, probably less than that, probably 5 to 7. But yeah, I was like, I jumped right back up, like, holy crap, get back up. And then I went in, and luckily the line in Chipotle, I hadn't gotten Chipotle yet, so thank God, because the Chipotle would have went all over, And so I went in, it usually goes all over even without falling, right? And so, but I went in, I went inside the Chipotle and it had a longer line. So while I'm in there, I'm kind of taking stock of everything. Like, okay, my knees are hurting, my elbows are hurting, my hand hurts. Okay, what else, Trying to check myself out. My pants aren't ripped. All right, okay, I'm good there. So I just kept looking at my hands because they were really scratched, but they weren't bleeding. And I'm like, why are they not bleeding? And, and I was kind of thinking, okay, are they going to start bleeding here in a second when I realize, or when the adrenaline stops or whatever? But I was really shaken up. And so it was funny. So by the time I finally got up there and ordered my stuff, it was all good. But then I was walking out, I was like really paying attention to everything. Like, like whatever you do, don't fall again. But yeah, I got home, told my wife I fell, and Of course, she dismissed it like she. And then finally she came in and said, "Did you say you fell?" "Yes, I said I fell." "And where would you fall?" Like, "Thanks for caring, dear." But she did. She cared. She just didn't, I guess, didn't quite hear me clearly. It was like, you fell?" Like, "Yes, I fell." Bad enough I had to admit it to the family. But yeah, they were like, "Oh, let us call the ambulance. We'll call it." Like, "No, please don't call the ambulance. Please don't call an ambulance." I appreciate that we have ambulances here in case you are seriously hurt. I'm not seriously hurt. The last thing I want is the whole world knowing that I can't walk and step up on a sidewalk without tripping over it. As I had one of my coworkers who said, "Hey, was the sidewalk painted? If the sidewalk wasn't painted, then you could sue them." And I'm like, oh, for crying out loud. This country's so sue happy. "It wasn't a fall, but a temporary urge to break dance." Yeah, I definitely broke. That was the one thing that I realized. I hit that sidewalk like a ton of bricks. And I'm like, I probably should start thinking about losing some weight here. Because that was like, pow, like, ouch, But like I said, it was kind of, I jumped right back up because I'm like, I was more embarrassed than hurt, right? And then after I get into Chipotle, I'm kind of going, doing the inventory, like, okay, is anything broken? Am I dragging one of my legs? It's like, yeah, I was more embarrassed. Like, okay, get all my stuff. I had to go across the sidewalk and pick up my phone. Because like I said, my phone was in my pocket. Flew out of my pocket, hit me in the back of the head, and slid across the sidewalk all the way to the other side. And I'm like, that means I must have hit the ground at a pretty significant rate of speed in order to have the phone fly out of my pocket, clock me in the back of the head, and still have enough energy to slide all the way across the sidewalk. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what the family thought was, oh, he was looking at his phone. That's why it went flying. No, I wasn't. It was in my pocket. The phone hitting the back of your head. Yeah, it did. Because I was kind of like, what's the pain in the back of my head? Where did that come from? Because, I'm, it doesn't make any sense. I fell face forward. And so then when I realized my phone was all the way on this other side, I'm like, oh, that's what it was. And that's when I started like, how did my phone come out of my pocket? I just had it in my back pocket. I got out of the car, put it in my back pocket. Walked the 30 feet, hit the sidewalk, fell face first. But yeah, like XLax smooth move of the week. So yeah, I probably did. I didn't think about that, but there probably was a bruise on the back of my head. Look at my head's harder than anything else, but yeah. And this is one of the heavier ones, so. But yeah, it was, like I said, more embarrassing than hurt. But it was kind of interesting because it's like I jumped right back up like, oh, crap. Somebody saw me. I was telling the guys on when I streamed on Monday, when I streamed on Monday. Because I didn't stream Sunday night because I wasn't feeling 100%. And I was actually more worried about my hand at that point. And so when I streamed on Monday, I was telling them I had a similar incident several years ago. In your opinion, is the Crimson Harvest event worthwhile fun for a beginner? That's a good question. So from what I've been told, and I haven't done any of them, just so you know, and I'm a 21-year player. So this character here that we're looking at he's only 4 months younger than Eve itself. Eve was born in May, June. I'm not sure exactly which month, whether it was May or June. I think it was Memorial Day weekend in May 2003. And he was born in September of the same year. So, but I haven't done any Crimson Harvest events in all the years that they've had it. So now I do know a lot of people make a lot of money off of them, but I've also been told that several of them are difficult and you have to have very special fittings to do them well. And so from that perspective, from a beginner's perspective, it might be harder for you to be able to get those special fittings because a lot of those require tier 2 components and things of that nature. But it is something that you might want to try. One of the things that I love about Eve is it has so many different things you can do that if you get bored with one thing, you can always do something else. Like now I'm running running yeah. I can't think of the name. Distribution missions. Yeah. I'm running distribution missions, which I never do. You know, these are pretty boring missions, but they do make a consistent amount of money without having to put you at any risk. So there's like very little risk with these, and so you do need a special ship a lot of times to be able to handle the cargo. So, but from that perspective, they work out pretty good. So, but yes, that would be something that I think it might be worth a try to see if you would like them. But what I would suggest is probably finding somebody to go in with, maybe do it as a fleet. And that way, you know, you're not risking everything. So I've been told many of the combat ones are very difficult. And so from that perspective, they I haven't done any of them because I'm horrible with fittings. Fittings give me a headache because there's just so many choices for modules, and I never seem like I'm getting the best fittings. So I usually take fittings that other people give me. So I do have several fittings that people have given me for Crimson Harvest events, and they've said this is what worked for them, and almost all of them are tier 2 ships, which is probably something that as a beginner you probably won't be able to fly yet because that takes quite a bit of skills. But they're also a little more expensive. So, but yeah, from that perspective, it's always something worth trying. I suggest you try everything in Eve to find what you like, what you don't like, and kind of make your decision from there. So, yep. Yeah, see, Sisters of Eve is an awesome one because those are usually pretty quick. They got you flying all over the place, which lets you see a lot of the universe, quote unquote. Also gives you some ideas of maybe where you want to set up. And so, because you can see where different stations are, different blocks, different regions. So that's how I figured out where I was going to start, where I was going to set up a home base was from the Sisters of Eve one. So I find my fits here. Millen, sorry, you don't have VIP status, so you can't post a link. I'm sorry. And I can't add any more VIPs. That's what they told me. I got to figure out how to get by that. So, I lost one Gilla in the entire track, but that's caused my boss spawn with a full final wave. But I did tank 91 KP before it exploded. Yep. So my account is old, but I'm just getting back to Eve after a long break. Yep, and that's the way I have. I haven't played the whole 21 years. And I didn't mean to imply that if that's what came out of that. But out of the 21 years, I think we figured that I probably played about 12. And so, but Eve Workbench, yeah. And that is a good one. So, yeah, Millen, I'll try to get the VIP thing figured out. So I started adding people to VIP so they could do links for the people that I know and trust. And so, and then it told me when I got to 20 that I couldn't add anymore. And I'm like, well, that defeats the purpose. I got more than 20 people I trust. So, I never thought about ChatGPT. So, that's a different idea. I never even thought about that. So,
Docking request accepted.
yeah, I never even thought about that. That's actually a pretty cool idea. So, but yeah, these distribution missions are easy money. In fact, right now the only thing I'm pissed about is how much my Corp is taking in taxes. So, gotta go. Be safe, guys and gals. All right, Blue Gray, thanks for being here. Appreciate you being here tonight. Have a great night or day or wherever you're at.
Warp drive active.
So I can request fits based on different roles, activities. That's awesome. I never even thought of that. So yeah, I never thought of that. Well, and that's an easy one because you can always try them out and see what happens. But yeah, that's better than mine where I just go out there and say, oh, okay, what do I need? You know. So no, Blue Gray, thanks again for being here. Appreciate it. But yeah, that's one that always gets me is when I'm trying to do a fit. I'm just looking at all the things I have and trying to figure out what I want and what I need, and it just gives me a headache. So that's one of the nicest things I found about streaming is that my viewers have provided me fits that have worked perfectly. So, but yeah, that's what Eve Workbench is what Millen was saying. So yeah, and Caviar, I think you might be on the VIP list, so you might be able to post links. So yeah, but ChatGPT does mess up sometimes. However, it was surprising amount of information on eveonline. Once it's even offered to tell me Eve jokes, some were actually good. Yeah, so Rezalon, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. So yeah, the one problem with ChatGPT is that I think it's like 10 years behind. So the data that it has is from 10 years ago, I think. Maybe it's less than that. And so there you go. Yep. And so, but yeah, so that would be the only thing I'd worry about is it might not have the most current fit that would be best because it's got older information. And so, but yeah, I think the reason it's got Eve Online stuff in there is because Eve's been around for 21 years. And so, which covers the data that it's been loaded. So last I heard, ChatGPT only had data loaded up until like 2013 or something. So, which is actually one of the things that confounded some of my research with it. I was trying to research some things with, I told my other viewers that my wife and I are retiring here in about 5 months. And she's from the Philippines, so we're moving to the Philippines. So I've tried to do a lot of research on different internets, different things I need to worry about moving over to the Philippines. And unfortunately, because it has so many, because it's so far behind, it doesn't have the most up-to-date information. So it doesn't really help me with my thing. So you'd think ChatGPT would source Eve Wiki or Eve Uni also. Yeah, you would think. But I think, like I said, I think they're actually preventing it from getting anything that's less than so many years old. And so, which I'm not really sure what that's about, but I think that's their way to try and prevent it from taking over the world. I don't know, but I'm not sure what the reasoning is behind that. I'm sure they probably have a paper on it somewhere. But yeah, you would think once it went out there and started doing some research, it would be able to research just about anything. So, but yeah. And that's the thing, yeah. Since they're older sites, you're right. Then they might be able to, yeah. They might be something that they would have. So, yeah, I'm not sure exactly how they were limiting the data. To be honest, I just heard they were, and like I said, I could tell that from some of the research I did. If, for instance, it didn't know anything at all about Starlink, or I think it had something on there that Starlink was just an idea of Elon Musk's, and so I was like, yeah, they're already demoing it now and using it in multiple places around the world, and so yeah, that was what let me know, and that's what helped. I went and then researched, and they said, oh yeah, it's only got data up to, I want to say it was 2013 or something like that. So, but yeah, it's kind of weird. So all the other AI bots that they have out there, they don't seem to have limited the same way. So I'm not sure why ChatGPT thought that was what they should do, but I can't speak to that. So I'm sure they had a reason. So, but anyway, it is 12:13 by my time, just after midnight. So I am gonna close the stream out. Appreciate you guys all being here. Thanks, IRLJumpyWizard, because I would have never thought of using ChatGPT for that. So that's kind of an ingenious one I'll have to look into. So appreciate that. Appreciate you guys all being here. Let me find somebody to raid, because we always want to raid. We want to pay it forward. So let's see who's out here. Who's streaming Eve? So we got our buddy Serpent Power out here. Not sure why I'm getting sound. There we go. I got the volume off now. So I was like, why am I getting sound? I never get sound. So Serpent Power's out here. So let's go ahead and raid Serpent Power. Serpent Power's a friend of mine. He does a lot of PvP. Does a really good job of it. So Anarchos is out here, but he's playing Star Citizen. So I'm not going to cross game boundaries, but we'll go ahead and raid Serpent Power. And more than likely, if Anarchos jumps over to EveOnline later, then Serpent Power will catch him then. So appreciate it, Marverick. Thanks again. I'll check out Discord here after this, so hopefully you sent me some messages over there. Appreciate it. And appreciate all you guys being here. Drachenhort, thanks again. Thanks for watching, as always. This will be my last GPD data stops at 2022. Okay, well, that's not that bad. So maybe they just updated that. So, yeah, excellent. So, yeah, 2022, that's only 2 years old, so that's not bad. But thanks again, Caviar. Appreciate it. And thanks for everybody watching. This is my last stream of the week. So I will be back on Sunday streaming again. So, but I will be making some announcements on Discord about the Corp, as well as the in-game channel. If you guys are in there, you guys are all welcome there. And which is Late Night with Silverwolf, all one word. And we'll go from there. So, yeah, everybody's welcome. If you guys want to join the Corp, no pressure, no anything. We're just going to have a Corp that we can kind of go on there, and I'll get that set up tomorrow, and I'll let everyone know when that's done. So, but let me go ahead and raid Serpent Power. And like I said, he's a great PvPer, so you'll get a kick out of him. He's a lot of fun. So, but we'll get him set up. And if I don't see you before, I will, or talk to you before, I will see you guys on Sunday night. Same time, 9:30 Central, GMT. Actually, Sunday night will be GMT -6, because we're turning the clocks back. So yeah, should be GMT -6. I think that's right. Yes, I think that's right. All right. So I will see you guys Sunday night, if not before. You guys have a great night. Thanks again for watching. And enjoy Serpent Power. He's a lot of fun. So